there, welcome. Hi, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me and Rose in the Creek. We're going to get you some clarity. This reading is timeless, collective. See what feels like it resonates, and always follow and trust that divine connection that's in you, to your higher self, to God, to source, to the universe, because the answer is in you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition, so your decisions are sound, based in love, and for the highest and greatest good of everybody. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's start right away with the tarot. This is the Weird World Tarot, and just get a little clarity on what the overall situation is. Let's see. Well, God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. What is the... I heard process. What is the process that's happening? Somebody's learning with the Death card to tap into that like deep, strong Scorpio kind of energy to really let something or someone go. It's letting the old you go. It's releasing that door and not looking back, because you have that light that wants to come in. You know, there's something that just isn't working. It's a cycle that's over, but it's bringing you towards that energy of transfiguration, to get to have new energy. But you can't be overly focused on what is done and gone. You have to refocus your energy towards the what you get to have and what is coming in. I just see, you know, that light at the end of the tunnel. So I actually feel like maybe that light or the entrance or the exit is pretty far away and you can't see it, but you're gifted illumination. I see somebody in a really dark tunnel, so dark that your eyes can't even adjust, but then you like hit something and you're like, oh, what's that? Oh, it's like a flashlight. And you know, maybe it's seeing the writing on the wall, but I feel like you have a sense that there's something farther ahead, so you kept going. You're not looking back at where you came from. I feel like I just see all these rocks falling and closing that entranceway. So you have to find another way through. And you're getting clues along the way. Trust your intuition. But I feel like as you get, you know, farther along that tunnel, that it's weird. I see the battery like charging up and the light getting bigger. So I don't know why I feel like the incandescent light is going to be different than the sunlight, than the natural light. And I feel like as you know that game that the kids play, like, oh, you know, they hid something in the room and they're like, you're cold, you're getting warmer. I feel like you can actually feel that physical warmth or that spiritual warmth as you get closer. Maybe it's gaining more and more faith because you're seeing yourself walk maybe through a dark situation, but in the right direction. And I feel like as soon as you see that sun, I am getting maybe there needs to be a little adjustment period because you've been using that incandescent or flashlight and you've been in the dark for a while. But I feel like you shouldn't retreat back. Once you get into that, I don't know, I keep seeing like these gifts, like you get outside and it's like, okay, maybe that is a little bright right there, you have to adjust, but then you like kick something else and you have those like sunglasses that you get. So, you know, you have the right protection and I don't know, like the right tools that will come across your path. I feel like the more you trust in something, the more you're given help. That was so interesting. And then I see an umbrella. I just thought of the Mandy Moore version of Umbrella. When the sun shines, we'll shine together. Told you I'll be here forever. Said I'd always be a friend. Took an oath, I'll stick it out until the end. Now that it's raining more than ever, told you we'll still have each other. You can stand under my umbrella, under my umbrella. Hey, like that. Maybe like you get the glasses fall off, but then you get the umbrella, and I feel like there's a cleanse with that rain, but maybe it is about a loyal friend or something like that. Wow, that was a lot with this one card. I love when I get the visuals though. I feel like I get like a little movie, a little spiritual movie. So clarified death. Why is death coming in? Major arcana. This is a big situation. 13 breaks down to 4, so it will rebuild some kind of security or stability or foundation in your life. Tell us about why death is here, please and thank you. Because you're gonna not only get clues along the way, but you're gonna have this. It's interesting, this is the only 9 of Cups, the wish come true, that actually has a bunch of coins or pentacles in it. So there is something about feeling more secure in your wishes. And they're not like in a box. They're just kind of, this guy is actually in the dark. So maybe there is something about the tangible effort you put into something creates more and more wishes, or you expand your dreams somehow. There's something that this person was sitting on. So maybe it is about standing up and taking effort towards those dreams coming true. It's beautiful energy, as long as it's not upside down and it's the energy of gluttony. You know, thinking that you got all these coins, you don't know if any more come in, so you're just going to sit there in the dark in that cave on those coins. Maybe you need to leave something so you do expand that dream, and just know that more dreams, more expansion, more wishes can come true with movement. I'm getting that there has to be movement. So maybe somebody was sitting on a dream, or there was something about a dream that you thought ended. Maybe a bigger dream is coming in. Or maybe you get to revisit something, but not in the same direction you were going. Because there is something about, you know, that initial entrance way being closed off for a reason. Because you're supposed to, I just see be in this energy of clarity, because I just see that big sunshine, which is happiness, joy, expansion, clarity. 9 of Cups. Somebody, I heard like a way out. I don't know what that is. A different, maybe it's a way out, but a different way to or through. I just heard paradox. I'm gonna look that word up. I mean, it's like a conundrum, you know, a riddle, confusion, that's, you know, a puzzle to solve, but it's like it's like those weird things where, here, what do you see first when you look at this picture? And, you know, some people see the flamingo, some people see the profile of the face. It's like, it's all about how you perceive something, or maybe it is about reading the clues, tapping into subconscious energies. Whoa, that just scared me. It's about a leaf. Or something's gonna sneak up on you. Look at that, it's a really big leaf. We're gonna let it go. Looks like a lily, like a lily pond. I'm gonna find that like definition of that word, paradox. I'm gonna put it somewhere here so we can all look at it. So maybe it's a paradox why you desire something, or why it's so special to your soul. Tell us about the 9 of Cups, please and thank you. Why is the 9 of Cups here with the Death card? Wow, if it's taking you to, that's the stability. You have your legacy here. Maybe it's been a hard road. It's a long road. What is that? When you face the world alone, no one reaches out a hand for you to hold. Is that Mariah Carey? I don't know where that one popped out of. Maybe it's been a long, hard road to find this security, this stability. The 10 of Pentacles is such a tangible, real ending. It's beautiful. It's you feeling so proud of yourself for every, every brick that you put to build this foundation, this home, this family. Maybe for some of you, because it's 10 of Pentacles and these people are all looking at a house, maybe it is about moving, or maybe for some of you, you're buying a property, you're designing your home. I do see blueprints now. Maybe you never found the right one, but you can design it yourself or find the right architect. Maybe for some of you, it's that, that wish come true will expand, but it's buying that starter home. Or some of you just want to save for a down payment. Maybe you get a roommate so you can, save like half of that rent towards not having a roommate and buying something that's more secure. Maybe it's something small that, gets you there, but that first initial purchase or step or door, even job for some of you. Maybe you just got out of training. I just heard training. I wanted to say school, but I heard training. So maybe some of you are even doing something more like an apprentice, or you've been training to do something, training on the side. And maybe that, first job you get is not like bringing in the big buckos yet, but maybe you work with amazing people where, all of a sudden you have experiences under your belt. So that next position you get is, I heard a leap or a leveling up. So sometimes you have to do something in a step-by-step process. Sometimes you think that job that you have is the perfect job, but what if you work with a bunch of people that don't value you, or you're not really enjoying yourself? The job can be great on paper, but are you enjoying the environment you're in? Do you feel like you are living your legacy? And I'm getting that, I'm getting there's something really deep in you. There's also something here with this High Priestess energy where if you have this long-term goal here, like really, really where you see your life building and you're secure with this dream, that maybe something has to be let go of in order for you to have it, then maybe with this High Priestess energy, that's following those clues as well. And not needing validation or a necessary explanation as to why you know that you just know, But with this High Priestess, sometimes this is coming through to say, it might be wise to keep something to yourself. When you have that dream or that wish come true, and sometimes you get really excited and you really start to talk about it with everyone, and it's almost like you don't give the universe or yourself that little beautiful space. Maybe that's that walking in the cave that I saw to get better at something or really get that creation going. It's like you have to get those seeds in the ground and start to see them sprout a little with some, I'm getting hard work that you've done before you talk about the big harvest that you're gonna get. Does that make sense? So if some of you know that you need to keep something to yourself, trust that. If there's somebody you trust and this is somebody that's planting those seeds with you, this is the person that's gonna help you with that harvest. It could be a business partner, it could be a bestie, it could be a lover, but you'll know the person you can trust because they're going to be totally in your corner. They're going to trust and be all in on whatever your spiritual progression and process is. But I feel like some of you might have people around you, you just have to wait to tell. Maybe you're itchy, and you want to tell someone. It's interesting. I just thought of the weirdest thing. Maybe this is coming through for some of you. I had an agent when I was young, like at 14 years old, and used to travel into New York, the typical want to be an actress, all that stuff. And I never told anybody, like not even my best friends, that I was signed or considered professional, because I didn't want anyone to think that the reason I got the lead in the school play or the reason I got that solo, oh, she thinks she's professional. I actually wanted it to be that I put the effort in, that I worked for that, and that I deserved it on an even level from everyone. And I remember one time I got this little like voiceover thing. It wasn't a voiceover. I got a voiceover at one point too, but this was a industrial film. You know, one of those weird like films that they make that they show you in like psychology class or something. And it was on personalities. And I remember being called to the office because cell phones really weren't available then. I can't believe I'm telling this story. I haven't thought of it in a long time. And I guess it was like 13, 14. And I got called to the office and it was my mom on the phone. And she said, "You got that part." And I was like, oh, I mean, it was so small, you know, it's not really a big deal thing, but for me it was. And I remember going back to like English class and I was sitting there and my foot was tapping and I was so excited and all I wanted to do was tell somebody, but I didn't. There was something in me that knew that that was supposed to be just for me and there would be the right timing that could come out. But it wasn't then. So I'm getting that, like that itchy, like you guys might even have something like that, like something really amazeballs that happens. And you want to shout it to the world, but I don't think you should yet. That was a really big message and that was a really weird memory way back in the old brain files that I just shared with you guys. But the high priestess is you just knowing. And the high priestess has this beautiful capacity to directly tap into God. There's no middleman needed with the high priestess. So it's having that spiritual integrity and it's really understanding a lesson when you're supposed to hear it, when you're supposed to live it, when you're supposed to embody it, because you won't even comprehend at all. It's a paradox. The lesson won't even make sense. You won't even get that it's a lesson if you're not ready to go through it. So maybe it's about having big self-awareness why you are going through something or went through something. Because I feel like I feel like your spiritual gifts are really going to escalate. They're going to really start to come in fast because I keep seeing you finding new clues, but you have to trust yourself. You have to look at the synchronicities that are happening in your life. You have to have that consciousness to tap into unconsciousness. That in itself is like a paradox. You know, it's knowing what you need to pursue and when you need to just let go and trust it's going to come in. Because if ego gets involved in spiritual insight, you want it to happen. You know, you need that message to come through. You need that clue to come in. You're putting too much energetic tension on something for it to be allowed in. This is allowing something in. A high priestess also knows how to protect her or his energy, to not let weird energies penetrate that beautiful light. Wow, that was so much already. But too, you're also getting some knowledge here. Even that book has like electricity or energy coming off of it. You know, when you even just, I don't know if you guys do this, I occasionally just take a book, open it up and see what's there. And it's like, wow, that's exactly what you needed to hear, you know, out of nowhere. So maybe it's even like that, just out of nowhere, you will hear something that is exactly what you needed to hear. And it's going to feel like wisdom. It's going to resonate in your spirit. Yeah, this was a lot so far. So let's get you some extra clarity. I'm going to dig through my little bags here. Hold on. All right. These are the Cosmos Oracle cards. I wanted to use these for the last reading and somehow they got all wet. So I had to actually lay them all out and let them dry. And they are a little bit whack now. So that's okay. Let's get you a message from the Cosmos. What does Spirit want you to know right now as an extra message, please, and thank you. An outlet. You have found the right way out. I did hear that. The way out. Or you found the right way to do something. And it's like an outlet. I did see that flashlight kind of getting brighter and brighter, but I feel like that flashlight, that energy, that light, illumination turning on is your soul. It's tapping into your higher self. It's tapping into your legacy, your destiny. You have found the right way out. It's like beam me up, Scotty. Maybe your way out is like, as amazing as like finding a UFO that's gonna like beam you up, just pull you out of a situation. Maybe it's not the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe you're just gonna shoot right up to the stars here. You have found the right way out. I love that. All right, let's get one more. What is one more? Tell us about this way out, this way to, this way through. There's your sunrise. So it's all about your vision, how you are seeing something. I feel like, yeah, this is your message. It's telling you the sunrise in another galaxy. So picture a sunrise in another galaxy. Would it look like the one you typically see? Or do you have to really put your imagination cap on and envision it as something totally unique, totally yours? Think about something from another angle. Just think about our sun. You always see this perspective of it. Now picture you on the other side of the sun looking out, and what that light that's still beaming everywhere, like in a big ball, it's not just going on Earth. So what is that illuminating that way? Ooh, that was really weird. I just thought of, what is that? The like Planet X, or I'll get it. There's like a name. I can't think of it. I'll find it. If I find it, I'm gonna put it here for you. I wanted to say Wedgwood. Wormwood? Is that right? That was really weird. Maybe you're into like X-Files kind of stuff. I do see an X. Maybe this is also taking me to that about an X of yours, or maybe because you have the death card there, somebody's going to be an X. And now I just heard there's an X marks the spot, which is taking me back to that 9 of Cups, wish come true, spiritual treasure hunt. So maybe it's about a location. That was really weird messages that just came through there. So what's at the bottom? Glitter. Maybe it's all that glitters is not gold, but maybe this is your aura, like it's glitter and twinkling a little bit brighter. It says, come on stage and start your shining. Step up to that. There's also something about a spiritual spotlight on you because of your light. Now I see this like entwining of light. I'm getting so many visuals today. Let's get you some extra. Let's go extra. I'm gonna go to the mystery deck. Let's go mysterious here, since we have all this paradox kind of energy. What was that? Nothing. What is an extra message from the mystery deck for the collective today? You have somebody new coming in your life. So there's somebody you are going to giving to someone new. I feel like with that powerful 9 of Cups energy and the 10 of Pentacles, if you're giving to the right person and this is somebody new, or somebody's energy is new, it looks like this is worth the investment. Ooh, there's something on my foot. I don't know what that was. I think a fish. All right, let's see what's an extra message. Up to you. Up to you to grow, up to you to elevate, up to you to figure out what this legacy energy is, because sometimes this is something that evolves as well. Up to you to see the way out by looking at that paradox in a different way. up to you to allow the integrity and spiritual messages to come in and trust them. Up to you to not look back at something that was supposed to be a cycle that is complete. That's at the bottom. If there's anything tethering you to the past or to someone, it's up to you to cut those strings. Let me grab another. It's funny. What did that say? What was the other one? I don't even know where I put it. Giving to someone new. This is at the bottom here. Someone or something new and cool. Let's keep that. What else is an extra message for the collective? Please and thank you. You know, I like this. You never know who you're talking to. That is a good thing to just always have in the back of your mind. It's treating thy neighbor, you know, in love. It's making sure that how you talk about yourself is in high vibration. This is somebody that might come in that might be really helpful for you that you don't expect. This is somebody that you maybe just hold the door open and that's your forever person. This is also recognizing that you have to trust your gut and your intuition, that sometimes if you say something to the wrong person, you don't always know somebody's intentions. So maybe you have to have some big balls in a situation. I'm gonna keep that. I love that that came through. Maybe this is gonna take strength. So let's get one more. What is one more? Please and thank you. You got big balls? You got a lot of big energy coming in here. So wait, let me put this part down. So maybe something's gonna take some big balls. Maybe you have to put your big girl, big boy pants on and it looks like it's totally worth it. You also have something surprising coming in. Oh babe, really? A surprise wish come true? I just heard a twist. Oh, she needs a little, oh, you're whining. I guess we have to sum up this reading pretty soon. A big surprise is coming. That's exciting. Hi, honey. All right, let's get one more card for the collective and then I guess we're gonna flow down the river. So, do I have it? Actually, I have two. We're gonna do two more cards for the collective, okay? All right, so let's get you a spirit message. And I actually brought my mini deck of the archetypes. So let's end the reading with something I can read from. You good? Let's see what this one is. Hold on. Oh, I need my glasses for these. Hold on. Aw, babe. Here, hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna multitask. Make it your mission to accept all parts of you, the good and what you this just came through, and what you perceive to be your imperfections. Because you're perfect, all of you together. Don't look for any outside validation. It's already within you. Once you realize your true beauty and potential, you will never doubt yourself again. So maybe some of you were doubting yourself. So I do have this mini archetypes and I brought the book. I don't have the big cards because I'm just gonna do this so she can just kind of chill with me. So let's get you one final archetypes. Hi, pretty girl. My glasses match your flamingo. What is it? You got the siren. You got a little mermaid swimming through here, the creek here. Maybe it's about a song. Somebody's kind of sassy or something's kind of tempting. What does the siren mean? Let's see. The siren. Oh, I gotta look through the Roman numerals. Hold on. All right, let's look at what the final message is to sum this all up. The siren is, the temptress, the seducer, the femme fatale. The siren calls and the world spins. What? Oh yeah, it's sometimes where your dreams change. What we thought we wanted pales in comparison to the sweet allure of her song. we find ourselves lost in a spell of desire and longing, perhaps even lust. Whether the thing calling us is ultimately good or bad is somewhat irrelevant. It's the journey that matters. And the work of the siren is to take us, where's your high priestess? The work of the siren. And I did see that deep, energy with the Scorpio. But it's to take us on deep psychic descent. That's so cool. It is coming full circle because I saw that cave, but maybe that cave goes way down into the underground. Caves and caverns and tunnels and all that stuff is also another paradox or rabbit hole, but to look into. Following her song, we go down, down, down to a place where lessons are learned and courage must be rallied up to find our way back to dry land. And try as we might, resisting that call might not even be an option. Unless the Odysseus, we bind our hands to the mast of our ship. I will not go to the calling of that dream coming true, or that legacy that you feel, or that light is at the end of the tunnel. If somebody is choosing to be bound and tethering to something that is calling them, sometimes you feel that temptation, but it's more of your spirit because you just know there's something else. You know that there's something that feels like it's pulling you either maybe temporarily out of alignment, but so you can get back into alignment. And it's for a bigger purpose, a bigger reason. I'm getting that somebody's dreams are changing. Sometimes you don't know what you want until it's presented to you. Sometimes you don't, realize what it is that you really need until it's gone. Try as we might, resisting the call may not even be an option unless, like Odysseus, we bind our hands to the mast of our ship. It is likely, though, that falling for her call is the only way we will come to live more fully on the surface. It tells you to shine, step up to bat, get on stage, get in your UFO spaceship, Pegasus thing, and look at something in a different perspective. When light, it's awakened. Wait, I'm almost done, babe. It's awakened sensuality, absorption, and arousal. Woo, showing. And when it's dark, it's wickedness, adultery, wreckage, betrayal, and insatiability. Go deeper. J.W. Waterhouse nymph paintings. Oh, I bet they're beautiful. And Lana Del Rey's album, Ultraviolence. Ooh, not ultraviolet. Other iterations of the siren archetype include the nymph, the mermaid, the fairy, and they often come in two sets of 3. Can you see it? That was not an eagle. I don't know what that was, but it was a very big bird. Now, it might have been a hawk. I hope that was on camera. It was really big. Come in sets of 3, a trinity of temptation. Embodying the siren archetype requires that we explore things that are taboo. The siren laughs at the conventions and constraints. She eats rules. She eats rules for lunch. So it's maybe having some big balls to rewrite your rules. If you're always on chains because that's what society said, that's what somebody else told you have to believe, that's what you learned in school, that's so set in stone. You have to unlearn something. You have to make room for expansion and question everything. I don't know, I feel like for some of you, it was maybe questioning yourself too much when you had this inner knowing all along. Whatever that is you're thinking about now with this, I bid you adieu. I'm going to take the little one back here through the creek Rose, you were such a good girl, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you for joining us today. I love you so much. Bye.